My brothers and sisters, wealth in Islam is not something to be shunned. It is not dirty, nor is it inherently corrupt. Wealth is a trust from Allah, and when earned and spent in a halal way, it becomes a tool of worship and a means of leaving behind a lasting legacy. The Prophet Muhammad himself was a businessman before prophethood, and many of his companions like Abdurrahman ibn Auf and Uthman ibn Affan were blessed with immense wealth. But what made their riches remarkable was not the number in their accounts. It was the purity of how they earned it, and the sincerity with which they used it to serve the Ummah. As we step into 2025, we live in a time of great opportunities and great tests. The financial world is changing rapidly with technology, digital platforms, new investments, and new careers being born every single year. But as Muslims, we must hold on to two principles. The wealth we pursue must be halal, and the wealth we gather must bring us closer to Allah, not further away. With that in mind, let's explore 5 powerful halal ways to build wealth in this era. The first is entrepreneurship. Starting a halal business remains one of the most blessed and rewarding paths to wealth. Whether it is e-commerce, a service, or a local shop, owning a business allows you to control how you earn, whom you serve, and what values your business represents. In today's digital age, you no longer need massive capital to start. With platforms for online sales, marketing tools powered by AI, and even freelancing opportunities, anyone with determination and creativity can start a business from home. But remember, Islamic entrepreneurship is not about chasing quick profits at any cost. It is about solving real problems, serving people with honesty, and building something sustainable that benefits not just your pockets, but also your community. The second is investing wisely. Allah commands us not to let wealth remain idle, but to put it to work. In 2025, opportunities exist like never before. Real estate, halal stocks, Islamic index funds, and even halal digital investments. The key is to avoid riba, gambling, and speculative schemes that promise overnight riches. A Muslim investor must be disciplined, patient, and strategic. If you buy a rental property, don't just think about the monthly income, think about how it secures your family's future. If you invest in halal stocks, remember that you are owning a part of a business, and you are morally connected to what that company stands for. Wealth built through wise investments grows quietly over time, and it becomes a safety net when markets fluctuate. It is not just about multiplying money, it is about multiplying stability and security. The third way is building skills and careers that align with the future. In today's economy, the real wealth is in knowledge and expertise. The companions of the Prophet were not just warriors and traders, they were craftsmen, farmers, teachers, and healers. In our world, this means developing skills in areas like technology, renewable energy, healthcare, data science, design, or halal finance. When you position yourself at the cutting edge of your field, you make yourself invaluable. And when you become invaluable, wealth follows naturally. More importantly, knowledge allows you to serve society in ways that leave lasting impact. So ask yourself, what skills can I learn in 2025 that will carry me and my family for the next decade? The fourth way is creating multiple streams of halal income. One mistake many people make is relying only on a single paycheck. Our Prophet taught us that wealth should be diversified, and he encouraged trade alongside farming, investments alongside wages. In today's world, that could mean having your main job while also freelancing online, investing in real estate, or even creating digital content that educates and inspires. Imagine a teacher who also tutors online, or a doctor who also invests in a halal business, or a student who builds an e-commerce store while studying. Each stream of income, no matter how small, adds a layer of protection for your family and expands your ability to give for the sake of Allah. The fifth and most important way is generosity and giving for the sake of Allah. This may sound strange, how does giving build wealth? But the reality is that sadaqah and zakah are spiritual investments that never fail. Allah promises in the Quran, who is it that will lend to Allah a goodly loan so that he may multiply it for him many times over? Surah Al-Baqarah 2:245. When you give sincerely, you are planting seeds in the unseen, and those seeds return in ways you could never imagine. Wealth in Islam is never about hoarding, it is about circulation. The more you give, the more Allah blesses what remains. And the more you share, the more barakah flows into your life, in your health, your family, and your business. My dear brothers and sisters, halal wealth is not built overnight, and it is not built by shortcuts. It requires patience, discipline, and above all, sincerity. If you build your wealth with honesty, if you purify it with zakah and sadaqah, and if you use it to uplift others, then every dollar you earn becomes a form of worship. This is the mindset of a Muslim entrepreneur, a Muslim investor, and a Muslim professional. So as you enter 2025, set your intentions high. Aim not just to make money, but to build halal wealth that leaves behind a legacy. Imagine your children growing up debt-free because of the choices you made today. Imagine supporting an orphan's education or building a well in a village because of the wealth Allah placed in your hands. That is the true vision of halal wealth, not just numbers but impact. And so, the question I leave you with today is this. What step will you take this year to move closer to financial independence in a halal way? Because Allah has already promised that when you walk towards Him, He will run towards you.